Hey everybody, I've got another amazing shoulder mobility exercise for you today. This one I learned from John Fragoso, fantastic chiropractor down in Chico, California, husband of the famous Sarah Fragoso of Everyday Paleo fame, and now her site sarahfragoso.com. And they also own JS Strength and Conditioning in Chico. John's fantastic. If you're in the area down there and you've got aches and pains, you should absolutely go see him. We're going to need a lacrosse ball today, or baseball, maybe even a softball might work, but you're probably better off getting something a little bit smaller. But it's got to be relatively hard. You're not going to want to use something too squishy. I'm crammed in the hallway here in my gym because you're also going to need a corner. We need to be able to work around an outside corner, and this is about the only one in the gym that's useful. So usually what happens with shoulders and why they end up in pain is they're oftentimes starting to do the things that we use them for, from an improper position, a position that's less than adequate to keep them healthy. And that position is usually protraction. They're pulled forward. So you're here, you're driving and you're working on your computer and on your phone and everything's up here, and then maybe you're slightly back from that as you start to do work like press things overhead and change light bulbs and get things off of high shelves. But you're not really in that healthy, shoulders sort of backing down. We're not pulling them backing down real hard. They're just, backing down comfortably so that posture's good. So being in that protracted position all the time shortens the pecs, and then you have trouble pulling against them and getting back into that more natural position. So oftentimes what's going on with the shoulders is less about the shoulders themselves and the rotator cuff and the muscles right around the shoulder, and more about the big prime movers like the pecs and the lats. So today we're going to address that pec shortness, and this isn't going to be fun. If it is fun, you're doing it wrong. So I'm going to take this lacrosse ball, any ball that you've got that would work. I'm going to put it on the pec. Now the pec, the origin of the pec is this big sort of fan all the way through here where the whole pec muscle attaches to the sternum and the ribs, and then it comes together and the insertion is up here on the humerus, and it allows us to pull our arm forward and down. All of this action here is activating the pec. So we use it in push-ups, we use it in bench press, anything like that, and at multiple angles. So I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to put it sort of halfway between that distance between the insertion or the origin and the insertion on that pec, right in there, sort of getting closer towards the armpit. There's that part of your pec that you can grab. If you put your fingers in your armpit and your thumb up on the pec, you can grab that whole big chunk of pectoral muscle right there. I'm going to take the ball and basically put it over that spot where I just had my thumb, and then I'm going to get against the wall and I'm going to push so that the pec is sort of being pushed towards the armpit a bit. As soon as I get up there, it's going to suck. But notice that I'm not just standing upright. I'm down here because I'm really applying some serious pressure. Now, I know you can hear me, but you might not be able to see my face. I'm going to push into that position and push that pec towards the armpit, and then I'm going to raise thumb up without alleviating any pressure on the pec. Raise thumb up right along the wall, and then out at about a 45-degree angle, and then straight out to the side. And this one right here gets rough, and it should make you make a face. And I'm going to repeat that 5 times. Those 3 positions, they're all going to total 1 repetition, and I'm going to do that 5 times. And at the top of each position is where I'm really going to feel the stretch. Now, if you don't feel a good stretch at the top of each one of those, especially that outside one, go ahead and roll around on that wall a little bit until you find the spot that is the most tender, the spot where you're getting the most acute stretch with that ball against the pec. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to do those 3 positions for a total of 5 times, really at the top, really stretching that out. And then you're going to have to change sides on your wall and do the exact same thing on the other side. Now, you probably want to start with your tighter side, but as long as you're being aggressive on both, you shouldn't be able to create an imbalance here like we could with a stretch by overstretching one side and not the other. It's just that one side probably isn't going to hurt quite as bad. Now, once you're done, it's really important that you then stretch the entire pec. So then you'll get on your corner or any surface and put your hand up on it a little bit higher than the shoulder and then completely turn away from it until you stretch this whole pec out, and you should totally be able to feel it. It shouldn't be a problem for virtually anybody to pull away from that and really feel that stretch. Nobody's going to get in that and be like, I don't feel anything. All of us have a position where we can get some level of stretch in the pecs. It's important that you try to stretch both sides equally, but do this after you do the maneuver with the ball, okay? So press that ball in there, get it in there nice and tight. Make sure that you're in about midway between the 2 points on the pec and a little bit closer to the armpit. Do all 3 positions and count that as 1. And then repeat that for a total of 5 times on each side, and then stretch the pec using the wall. All right, I hope this helps. If you have any questions about alt shift or alt shift lift, you can go ahead and click on that link right up there. Otherwise, if you have any questions about this video, or if this video sparked anything in you that you want to share, go ahead and throw those in the comments as well. And we will see you in the next video. Be sure to click that subscribe button. Thanks.